Hi, and welcome to another Flipped Classroom video. I hope you enjoyed that little musical snack. Thanks to Mr. C from Learning Fun for Everyone for that song. I'll play the entire version of that song at the end if you want to hear it. So today we learned how to tell time to the hour on an analog and a digital clock. Let's review real quick. The shorthand on the clock is called the hour hand. The long hand is called the minute hand. When the minute hand is on the 12, we say o'clock. When the minute hand is on the 12, it means a new hour is starting. Since the hour hand is on the 5 and the minute hand is on the 12, this clock says 5 o'clock. Let's click to check. Yep. Here's what 5 o'clock looks like on a digital clock. Let's practice a few more. This clock, the hour hand is pointing to the 7, the minute hand is pointing to the 12. What time does this clock say? 7 o'clock. Good job. Let's look at this one. The hour hand is pointing to the 9, the minute hand is pointing to the 12. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Nice work. Last one to practice. Hour hand is pointing to the 6, minute hand is pointing to the 12. What time does this clock say? 6 o'clock. Great job. So that's what we learned in school today. When I look at a clock, I notice it has a circle face. This clock is split in half. Here's the first half, and here's the second half. Right now, we are just going to focus on the first half of the clock, starting at 12 and going all the way to 6. Let's look at this clock. Right now, it says 4 o'clock. The hour hand is on the 4 and the minute hand is on the 12, telling us 4 o'clock. As time passes, the minute hand moves around the clock. When the minute hand moves around all the way to the 6, so the first half of the clock, it has gone halfway around the clock. Now, as the minute hand moves, the hour hand moves just a little bit. When the minute hand moves halfway around the clock, the hour hand moves halfway past the 4. This clock no longer shows 4 o'clock. It now shows 4:30. Because the minute hand went halfway around the clock and the hour hand went half past the 4, we say this clock right here says 4:30. Now look at this clock. The minute hand is halfway around the clock. It's at the 6. That's halfway. The hour hand is halfway past the 2. So this clock shows 2:30. Now we need to learn how half past looks on a digital clock. Each time the minute hand moves one tick, 1 minute has passed. Look at the ticks around this clock. If I were to count all of them, I would count 60 in all. If I were to count the ticks just to the 6, I would count 30. So when the minute hand is on the 6, that means 30 minutes. And this clock over here shows you how we start at 12, and if I count the ticks, I get 5, count some more, 10, and all the way to the 6, I would say 30. Look at this clock at the bottom. The hour hand is half past the 4. So when it was 4 o'clock, it was on the 4. Now that the minute hand has moved, the hour hand has moved just a little bit past the 4. The minute hand is pointing at 6, which means 30 minutes. We can say this time as 4:30. This is what it looks like on a digital clock. 4:30. Let's practice reading a few more clocks. Let's look at the hour hand first. Let's focus on this clock. If I look at the hour hand, it's halfway past 6. The minute hand is on the 6, meaning 30 minutes. So this clock says 6:30. I could also say 6:30. Now the tricky part about reading clocks when they're half past the hour is where the hour hand is. So we want to pay close attention to that. The hour hand is between the 6 and 7. But when my hour hand travels around the clock, it travels in this motion. So if the hour hand is in between, it was at the 6, it's moving, it hasn't even touched the 7 yet. So I can't say that it's 7:30. It has to be 6:30 because it's just past the 6. So this clock says 6:30. Let's try two more together. Let's look at this clock. Look at the hour hand first. The hour hand is between the 8 and the 9. Now remember, when it travels, it's already touched the 8, so it's a little bit past it. So it's 8. My minute hand is pointing to the 6, which means 30 minutes. So my clock says 8:30. Let's see. 8:30. Another way to say that would be 8:30. Let's try one more together. Starting with the hour hand. The hour hand is between the 1 and the 2. Remember, it hasn't even gotten to the 2 yet, so the hour must still be in the 1. The minute hand is pointing to the 6, which means 30 minutes, so this clock says 1:30. Good job, and here's what it looks like, 1:30. Okay, now it's your turn. Look at this last clock. Write the time this clock says on your homework sheet. I'll help you with it. If you need to click pause at any time to write numbers down, please do so. So we're going to start with the hour hand. Remember, the hour hand is the short hand. Look at where it is pointing. Write the hour down on your homework sheet. Now, look at the minute hand. The minute hand is pointing to the 6. Remember what that means. Now write down the minutes on your homework sheet. Look at the time that you've written on your homework sheet and say it out loud. Good job. We'll be checking that tomorrow in school. And we'll keep practicing this when you come back to school as well. Till then, enjoy the clock song by Mr. C.
Presenting 555 when we're having fun. Time sure flies by. What does the clock say? Tick 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 tick. What's the clock say? What's the clock say? What's the clock say? Quarter, quarter, quarter up. Quarter up. Quarter up. What does the clock say? Second hand never stops. 60 ticks around the clock. Minute hand will then move. One step, you know it's true. And once it moves 60 times, an hour has gone by. But can it stop? Will it ever slow? The simple answer's no, no, no. All day it just goes. What does the clock say? Time for school. Time for school. Time for school. What's the clock say? Bedtime. Bedtime. What's the clock say? Ticky ticky tock, ticky ticky tock. Ticky ticky tock, ticky ticky tock. Ticky ticky tock, ticky ticky tock. What's the clock say? Round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, oh no one knows. Round and round and round it goes. What does the clock say?